Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to continue with the topic why the minority groups in America do not have the same privileges as the majority groups, and why are the minority groups are subjected to systemic racism. Today in America, it seems like only specific groups of people have more privileges than other groups. To be specific, it seems like the white Americans have more privilege and power than the minority Americans. Now, do not get me wrong when I say that. Do not get me wrong when I say that not all white have the most privileged in America, but the majority of them seem to enjoy white privileges. Does the law in America discriminate people based on their skin color and ethnic backgrounds? Is the justice system in America built only to benefit specific groups of people, but not others? As we all know, justice cannot discriminate people based on their skin color, nor can discriminate people based on their economic status. Justice is equal for everyone. Any system that discriminates people based on their skin color or economic status is not fair system. It is corrupt system. Justice should serve everyone equally, despite of the skin color and ethnic backgrounds. Unfortunately, today in America and some other countries, the justice system is corrupted by people who have bias and prejudice attitudes. By biased attitude, I mean people who have inclination for people who look like them and judge others unfavorably. To make my point clear, biased attitude is not only in justice system, it is prevalent in other institutions as well, but my focus will be in justice. I assume that two offenders, one black and the other one white, are charged for the same crime, for the same kind of crimes, and assume that they are brought before the court of law. Do you think the two offenders will get equal jail time? If most of the prosecutors are black and if the judge is black, or the other way around, if most of the prosecutors are white and the judge is white? In some cases, yes, but in most of cases, I don't think so. The two will not get equal jail time. There will be always leniency to the one who looks like the majority of the prosecutors or the judge. You might disagree with the way how I'm presenting the example, and that's absolutely fine. But I am going to give you another example. It seems that one of your family member broke the law, and you happen to be the judge or one of the prosecutors, even though in the law system the law says you cannot prosecute or testify against your own family members. I'm just speaking hypothetically. Do you think you can be fair if you had to prosecute your own family members? I'm sure you will say no, because you don't want to see your family members going to jail. Thus, you will try to justify or find a way to help him or her get less jail time. That is human nature. Nobody wants to see their family members suffer. When the prosecutors or the judge see someone who looks like them, they see their family and that offender. Thus, they go easy on the offender. As I said, people have internal tendency to cling to someone who looks like them than to someone who looks slightly different. Is this behavior rational? No, it's not rational behavior. It is irrational behavior and unintelligent. When a judge or prosecutor who shows leniency to someone who looks like them, it is irrational and unfair behavior that needs to be eliminated from the process of justice. Any justice system that is influenced by irrational human behavior is, again, it is corrupt system. There is a saying by William Scott, and I quote, "Law without justice is a wound without a cure." And end of quote. Law that inclines to favor only some groups of people is nothing but pain to others. Until the law and justice system are free of human bias, people will keep suffering the pain in America and other countries whose justice system are heavily influenced by irrational human bias. The effectiveness of law and justice depends on the people who work in the law enforcement. But if the law enforcement agencies are biased and prejudiced, then there will be no fair law, nor fair law, nor justice. Injecting human irrational bias into the justice system is like injecting deadly virus into a bloodstream of living being. As deadly virus cripples the health of living beings, irrational human bias too cripples the society. It makes the society more sick. During Stone Age, maybe being biased or clinging to your group had higher advantage of survival, but in this modern age, people are governed by the rule of law. We are not in Stone Age anymore. To make my point clear, I'm not saying that all people are biased. There are some who use their intelligence rather than their internal irrational biased behavior. I'll be back after this short break. Welcome back. What happens when a police officer gets fired for abusing his power or for misconduct in America? According to Washington Post, most of the police who get fired, they get rehired by different police departments. It is insane to rehire someone who has been fired from different police department. Why would any police department want to hire someone who is a threat to the community, especially if they know that the police they are hiring has a tendency to mistreat the minorities? Is it out of ignorance, or is it that the police department harbors systemic racism underneath the desk? Maybe both, or maybe just out of ignorance. Racism in America should be a serious issue. No one should ignore it. Especially big organizations and the government agencies should take a swift actions when they see racism crippling in their offices, and they should educate their staff members how to detect their own unconscious bias so that they can act ethically and professionally at their job. There's one case that I would like to mention before I end today's video. On February 23rd, 2020, Ahmadou Arbery, an unarmed man, was killed by two families, father and son, for just jogging in their neighborhood. The worst part of the incident is that it took almost 3 months for the law enforcement agencies to get the killers arrested. Why did they took so long to get the criminals arrested? Why didn't the Justice Department act swiftly to bring them to justice for taking the life of an innocent person? Why, or the reason why they didn't take swift action was because the victim was African American? I know there is a process of investigation, but it should not take that long to bring criminals to justice for taking the life of an innocent human being. What can we understand from this tragedy? Obviously, it tells us that America's justice system is heavily influenced by human bias. I can be wrong, but when you see such cases, you won't hesitate to conclude your judgment. It is obvious that the minority groups in America are facing ever ending problems, especially the African Americans. Is there a solution for African Americans? Yes, there is always solution. The solution is pen. When African Americans start investing heavily in education and take position in every government works, starting from police departments and other higher government positions, then African Americans might gain power to influence the system and ease the everlasting ordeal. I have more to say, but I think it is enough for today. We will continue next time. My take home message is we are all one. Let us work together despite our differences to transform our planet for better tomorrow. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.